Members, our veteran today is being sponsored by Representative Josh West. Representative West, you're recognized to introduce the Veteran of the Week.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, guests in the gallery, it's an honor to be able to recognize this paratrooper from District 5, Staff Sergeant Price, his parents, Dan and Sandy Price, and both of his children, Deegan and Cadence Price. You know, one of the great things about being from a rural district is the relationships that we build with our constituents. You know, a lot of times when I have people come up here, you know, they have taught me in school, or I went to school with their parents, and it's very personal, and this makes this opportunity even more special. So, and these relationships that I've built through this process, they truly make this job worth it, and never taken for granted. Staff Sergeant Price comes from a long line of family members who have served in my district. Jay's dad, Dan, recently retired parole officer, and Jay's mother, Sandy, is a teacher for Jay Public Schools that's still teaching our children after 36 years. Staff Sergeant Price has served for over 15 years, 2 combat deployments to Iraq. First deployment was in 2003, or September 2003 to March 2004. His second deployment was from August 2006 to October 2007. He was honorably discharged from active duty in February 2008, where he then joined the United States Army Reserves. Jay continues to serve as a drill sergeant with the 1st of the 354th 95th Training Division, training our next generation of war fighters to excel in combat and shoot bad guys in the face. So today, Staff Sergeant Price, we honor your service to our country, the great state of Oklahoma. I truly appreciate you and your family, the relationship we have. Mr. Speaker, will you please have the clerk read the citation?
Clerk will read the citation.
Whereas J.J. Price, Staff Sergeant, who has sacrificed and contributed in order to preserve the freedoms and privileges Americans hold so dear, the Oklahoma House of Representatives holds in the highest esteem and deepest appreciation. And whereas J.J. Price, who is among the most honored of all those who serve in this nation, and its veterans, who have protected all Americans from enemies, both foreign and domestic, Staff Sergeant J.J. Price was honorably discharged from active duty in February 2008 and joined the United States Army Reserves in 2009. Staff Sergeant J.J. Price continues to serve as a drill sergeant with the 95th Training Division. And whereas J.J. Price has been awarded numerous awards and decorations to include the Army Commendation Medal, 2nd Award, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism, Expeditionary Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Army Service Ribbon, and the Combat Action Badge. And whereas the state of Oklahoma takes great pride in honoring Staff Sergeant J.J. Price as Veteran of the Week and thanks him for his extraordinary devotion to the United States and the great people of the state of Oklahoma. Now, therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Josh West, the state of Oklahoma extends to J.J. Price sincere commendations and directs that this citation be presented.
Would the members and guests in the gallery please rise as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Price, you're recognized to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stand, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First of all, thank everybody for the applause. I appreciate it, but also I'd like to thank everybody that's in attendance that's served. I applaud you as well. Shout out to Josh for having me up here, having my kids up here to get to experience this with my mother and father. I got a short little story. Josh has already told you about my service, but I was a commo guy. I was with the 82nd Signal Battalion in Fort Bragg, and a lot of people know us, anybody that's not an infantryman or a jarhead, as a pogue. So I was a pogue, a big-time pogue. And so we get deployed our first time, and we are green as a pool table, twice as square. We don't know what we are doing. It is our second day in Iraq, and we get hit with mortar rounds. And we are inside of this bombed-out palace that has already withstood multiple strikes by bunker busters and everything else, and it's still standing. So we're inside of this big, huge palace.
And we are ordered, after we hear these mortar rounds going off, we are ordered to go out and get into fighting positions out in the open. We're not around any barriers or anything like that. We're not in foxholes. We're in basically hasty fighting positions, laying out in the open while these mortar rounds are landing around us, pointing our weapons at God knows what. We're just pointing them out in the middle of nowhere. But the twist on that story is it wasn't a pogue, it wasn't a combo guy that directed us out there, it was an 11 Bravo. So, with that being said, a few years down the road, whenever I actually get to be with 11 Bravos, I was attached to HAC 2505, Parachute Infantry Regiment there in Fort Bragg. Whenever I was serving with them, whenever we got mortar rounds that hit our base, you basically, if you woke up, you would just change position in your bed and then go back to sleep, because if it was your time, it was your time. So that's all I have to share with you guys today. Thank you very much, and appreciate your time.
Airborne. Airborne.